I'm in Taipei for Computex, but this video is not about Computex. It's more about Taipei. There's so many interesting things here. It's a quirky city, but it's really interesting. It's almost time for Computex once again, and here I am in front of the City Hall at the North Gate Monument in Taipei. Now, it's Taipei, Taiwan. If you watch my vapid vlogging, you know how close I am to technology. And if you don't, you should know. I'm a computer scientist, programmer, inventor, tinkerer, general idiot is what I've become. Computex is absolutely not a tourist event. It's for doers, it's for movers, it's for shakers, programmers, computer scientists, people like me, basically. I started going because of you guys in the audience so that I could get the scoop and, share my perspective on, the cool new computer hardware and computer gear that's being worked on. So we've got major people here like Asus and MSI and AMD and Intel and all that stuff. But Computex is something else. Computex is not just for commercial companies to show off their stuff. Something awesome for inventors and tinkerers and entrepreneurs exists at Computex. And the connections that you make here can bring your ideas to life. If you've got a big idea for Internet of Things, that's not a botnet that's going to destroy our society, because that's pretty much where we are with the Internet of Things at this point, well, get a ticket and come to Computex, or InnoVEX, as I should be more specific. So Tetra, the Computex organizers, noticed that people were coming to Computex and all this cool stuff was happening, new products were being invented and collaborations were coming out, and it's really just these impromptu meetings of people that have a need and people that are very clever and have access to manufacturing technology and all this kind of stuff. So they named it InnoVEX. And that's happening at Computex, and it's for you, the inventor, or you, the person that's interested in bringing a product to life. Maybe you want a custom-built supercapacitor uninterruptible power supply, or maybe you want a supplier for lithium ion phosphate batteries that have a built-in smart battery, I2C interface, and that's gone through FCC and UL certifications. Well, then you need to get on a plane, like this Hello Kitty plane that took me here last year, and get yourself to Taiwan to talk to the people that are here. InnoVEX is billed as the innovation hub of Asia, and I've definitely experienced that. I can get my ideas developed here for real. You guys know the level 1 KVM? That's how it came about. Here's the hardware, here's a vendor, a bunch of different vendors that I talked to actually at Computex. And, I went through the process, went through the motions, did a whole bunch of stuff. It's like, we just need a little bit smarter software and some tweaks here to the product, and then bam. And I think the level 1 KVM, it's not a perfect product, but it's probably one of the best KVMs available on the market. And it's from my collaboration here at Computex and InnoVEX. And I totally could not have done that had I not come here to talk to these really awesome smart people that do stuff. And you've got a choice, so it's not just one person. So if you've got an idea for a next generation product, or you simply need a manufacturer or supplier or a team or whatever to help you build it, there's no better way to cut through the BS and get right to it, simply to show up to the event and hand out business cards. And Taiwan is an interesting and quirky place for sure, but it goes out of its way to be friendly. And I kind of want to talk about that for a second, because as an English speaker coming here, a little intimidating, but I had zero problems getting around town, into and out of the country, getting to Taipei main station. That's their main sort of hub inside the city where all the trains go. To and from the airport, no problem. At my hotel, they always speak English, and they always take pretty good care of me for all the stuff that I need and want to do. They really do a good job. And, unlike my awkwardness, Taiwan embraces all the oddballs like me. Like, what's up with these bear shrubs, or shrub bears? Or this lady with the upset stomach on the subway sign. I can hear the internal screaming from this haunting poster illustration, which is, kind of neat. That's why I say that the technology is it's Taiwan, but they embrace the awkwardness. It's a big city of nerds. And there's also this thing called night markets. And so, like, the sun goes over and it's a lot less hot outside, because otherwise it's pretty hot outside. And there's so much you can do at, like, the night market. And there's lots of great food of every type. I've been hiking in the mountains. I've been on tea plantations. Really honestly, if we're honest here, I've probably done more than my fair share of cringy tourist stuff. Sure. But I've also toured the Gigabyte production facilities and been inside the bowels of the Taipei 101, which is a building that is a truly breathtaking marvel of modern engineering, and it really personifies Taiwan's technology prowess. Even though this is a huge city, many shops they seem like they're fairly small family operations. And this seems like it's an overall positive influence on the types of goods and services available. And that kind of mirrors my experiences with Computex. Take Gunghua Digital Plaza, for example, which is, sort of a 7-story megaplex of computer shopping, where you can have clean room, hard drive repairs on the top floor, all the way down to like robot parts and surface mount electronics in the basement. So inside this building is actually hundreds of small shops with sort of independent owner operators tailoring their business to the exact needs of their customers. So there's something here for every niche and speciality. And the night markets are really, it's a lot of the same, even with general goods and sundries. I mean, yeah, there's a technological stint to it too, but that entrepreneurialness, it really seems to do something to the culture. And Taiwan embraces some other things that are close to my heart. I mean, it's not all totally independent, like this KFC. But of course, it's got their own spin on it. They've incorporated their local fauna into the menu, of course. So I think I might prefer to call this Kentucky Fried Cephalopod. And this is a huge contrast to what we have here in America. We've lost a lot of stores that cater to hobbies like Radio Shack. I mean, I used to love going to Radio Shack. It was crazy. We've lost a lot of the other stores that do normie stuff, and I don't know really what to make of it. The bland, generic, big box stores that have replaced a lot of those stores have really just suffocated any niche vendors that we have here in the U.S. I mean, certainly no one at those stores are experts or even enthusiasts in the products they sell. I mean, I'm gonna go to Best Buy and get my next gaming whatever. Everything there tastes like vanilla and disappointment. So the large population of nerds and the apparent cultural entrepreneurialism in Taiwan means there's small shops for just about any kind of nerdy hobby you can think of. You just have to know where to go. And for me, the city maybe is a bit too densely packed. There's definitely, there's people everywhere, and there's wires and stuff everywhere, but it has an incredibly efficient subway and bus systems, and there's English labels for pretty much everything. So back to Computex. There's just nothing else like it. You might say, hey, what about CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, here in the US? No, CES is just utterly useless because it has become more about the rampant consumer's debauchery, and that is the total polar opposite of what Computex is. This is real, earnest, hardworking people all participating in the most amazing advanced technology bazaar on the planet, and I cannot wait to go back.